Planning your honeymoon, what's hot for 2022 and in the future? Stay tuned on this video. Hi, I'm Jack with Vacationese, and usually I'm posting videos about destination weddings, but I've had a lot of questions recently about what to do on a honeymoon, so I thought I'd do a video on that. Before we get started, do me a favor, subscribe to the video. I post every Tuesday, so you'll see some new videos. So one of the things, and I know I've mentioned this in a prior video, is we find a lot of people that will do a destination wedding want to extend their stay and do a honeymoon in the same location. So I think that's a popular trend. What we suggest in that case is if you're doing your destination wedding, let's take you from the destination wedding resort and move you to another resort within the same location. It's cost effective. Plus, usually I'm going to suggest an adults only resort. So that's the easiest thing for a honeymoon. Now let's look at other trends that are happening. So as we look into 2022, as the world opens up and people start traveling, we really want to understand from people, what are you looking for in this experience? What is your budget and how much time do you have? Those three things are very important. So I wanted to break down some trends I'm seeing based upon that. So one of the latest things we're seeing in honeymoon trends is people want adventure. They just don't want to sit on a beach anymore. They want to be active. Maybe they want to combine some beach as part of it, but we want activity, I'm hearing. So one of the most popular places we're seeing is Costa Rica. Now in Costa Rica, you can combine a beach location, hiking, zip lining, swimming in caves, fishing, you name it, watching volcanoes. We do a lot of trips there, typically a 7 to 10 day trip where we'll start in the mountains and then bring you down to the beach. And Costa Rica has been popular with families in the past, and I think because now there's finally an adults only resort down there, we find that we like to end at the adults only, but Costa Rica has everything you can ask for in terms of combining adventure with relaxation. Another popular location we're seeing is Iceland. So Iceland is really a location that's primarily a spring, summer, fall location. There are people that go there in the winter. It's cold. But Iceland is a place that is truly amazing. I've now been twice. You can do it all there. You can hike to some spectacular waterfalls. You have the city of Reykjavik. But it really is an adventure location. There's no beaches, even though that we have done the polar plunge there. And it's only about a 4 to 5 hour flight from the eastern coast of the U.S., and there will be nonstop flights. There have been in the past, but with COVID, most of them have disappeared. But Iceland is a place, what I will tell you about Iceland, once you're there, everything is very expensive. The food is expensive, and everything pretty much is imported. But it's really a cool place for adventures. Another place, if you want to do adventure, and I know this may sound kind of anti-adventure, would be the islands of Tahiti or French Polynesia. So you can relax and stay in an overwater bungalow, no question. But there is plenty to do. I've been there a couple times. We've done one of the most vigorous hikes I've ever done. You can do underwater activities. We've taken jet skis and circumnavigated the whole island of Bora Bora. We've actually put helmets on and then walked on the bottom of the ocean. We've done cooking classes. We've done ATV. So there's a lot to do there. Most people think of Tahiti as just a place for relaxation, but it's really good. You can go out every day, do something, come back, and relax. Similar to Tahiti, another place that most people think about of just relaxation is Hawaii. Now, nice thing is, if you don't have a passport, you can still go to Hawaii because it is part of the United States. When we do a Hawaii trip, we typically will suggest a 10 to 14 day trip and hit 3 islands. Each island is very different, and there's plenty of activities to do, from bike riding to hiking to volcanoes to learning about the culture of Hawaii. So it's a great location for activities. Plus, again, if you're into golf, there are amazing golf courses there. The other thing is you can come back to your resort every day, and after you've exhausted yourself riding your bike for 30 miles or driving around in a convertible with the roof down in the rainforest, or again hiking in the mud of the rainforest, or even a field of lava from the volcanoes, you can come back and just relax at your resort. Now, Europe has always been a popular place for honeymoons. There's really three locations I think we've seen in the past, and I think will continue. One is France. So everybody thinks about Paris being very romantic. So you could hit Paris for 3, 4, 5 days. You could go for a week or 10 days. I just returned from Paris about a month ago, and you can use Paris as your hub and take trains out every day. But when we do France, I like to have people do Paris for 5 or 6 days, and then maybe go to Bordeaux, maybe go to Lyon, or maybe go down to Saint-Tropez or Monaco or the beach. So it's really nice that if you're going to take in a country, you really want to hit a couple different parts and get away from what people would say the tourist spots. But again, if all you want to do is Paris, there's enough that we can do with you to send you out. And Paris is great for relaxing, just sitting by the river, watching people, doing museums if you're into museums, the culture, and the food. Desserts, entrees, just cooking classes, just a lot to do in Paris. Italy is another place that has always been popular, and again will continue in 22 and 23 as a great honeymoon location. For Italy, I will typically suggest a 10 to 14 day trip, probably hitting 2 or 3 locations. Most people want to do Rome, Florence, and Venice. Some people want to go the other way and go Rome, Florence, and Naples or Positano or the Amalfi Coast. Again, plenty to do, different types of hotels, culture, cooking, food, shopping, you name it. The people are great. Italy just has a lot to offer. One of the other places in Europe that has been very popular has been Spain. Again, a lot of people like to do the culture and the experience of Europe and then end with a beach. So in some cases we'll do Madrid, maybe Toledo or Cordova, and then we'll end with either Barcelona or down by the Costa del Sol, Malaga or Torremolinos, or one of the cities there. So you can really venture through. The nice thing about Spain, the dollar actually goes pretty far. So we got a 10 to 14 day trip in Spain, hitting 3 cities. Usually when we look at France, Spain, and Italy, we're looking at using trains to transport you between the 3 destinations when you're in a place. So it's very easy to do, and no, you don't have to speak the language, but with some of the translations apps out there, it's nice to have that on Google in case you're someplace someone there doesn't speak English. But most countries, if you can find someone that's under 30, and even kids 8 years old, they're going to speak a little bit of English, but it's nice for us as Americans going to know a few words and really going to be respectful of the people you're visiting because it is their country. Other places we're seeing as really hot locations now for 22 when they start opening again are going to be in Asia. Thailand has always been a popular place, again a 2 or 3 city stop. The issue with Asia is you are spending a day getting there and a day getting back. So 14 days, 10 to 14 days. I've been to Thailand 4 or 5 times. It was one of the last cities that I was at prior to COVID. Actually, we had to get home from Thailand. Bangkok is a great city. You name it, it has it to offer. The dollar is very strong there. If you like Thai food or Asian fusion food, Bangkok is just an amazing place for food. We would typically suggest go up north to Chiang Mai. That's where the elephants are, so you can see the elephant camps. It's a totally different experience. You'll see temples, there's great shopping there. And then we would take you down to one of the beach areas or one of the islands, Phi Phi Island, Koh Samui, or even Phuket. Another place that is very popular in Asia is China. Again, not really going to end with a beach vacation, but if you want a full active vacation, honeymoon, China is another great place. And one of my favorites, which is really an emerging spot, I've now been there 3 times, is Vietnam. Vietnam is very much like going to Thailand. You can go to some of the big cities, and they have some of the most spectacular beaches in Vietnam. There's great shopping there. The dollar is very, very strong. But again, with Asia, you just have to look at the map. I mean, if you look at the globe, you'll see that these places in Asia are far away. So you could spend any place between 17 to 30 hours to get there, depending upon where you live. So because of that, you just have to have the time to make the travel worth it for yourself. So these are some of the most popular places we're seeing. One of the other things we're seeing as trends is cruises are becoming popular, and have always been popular for honeymoons. Personally, I don't really think about being cramped up with 6,000 people on my honeymoon as a honeymoon thing. So we don't really do a lot of big ship cruises. We are very keen on smaller ship cruises. So Windstar, the river cruises, some of the higher end ships that maybe 100 to 600 people, because they really know how to treat you, and everybody's a foodie now, so the higher end cruises have a great foodie experience. I love Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, but again, to me, I don't know. Yes, you can find a romantic corner on the ships, and I'm sure the cruise lines are not going to appreciate me saying this, and I know there's a lot of honeymooners that do cruises, but I think if I had my choice on a cruise, we are typically sending our clients on the smaller ships. It's going to be a more personalized experience, and they'll really enjoy it. So cruises are hot, and when we see the cruises during the summertime, during peak honeymoon season, Alaska's really a great place. Also the Mediterranean, because you can hit the islands of Greece, and you can hit other places in Croatia, which a lot of people are asking about. So hopefully you've appreciate some of these tips that we're seeing and trends that we're seeing for honeymoon locations for 2022, as long as things continue to open. And I'll keep an eye on it and probably do another video in about 6 months about honeymoons. But feel free to contact us with any honeymoon questions you have.